Welcome to the seminar brought to you by Enterprise Toronto. We're going to discuss startup financials. I think as a business owner, understanding financials is really one of the things that can make you a successful business. My name is Andrew Patricio, and I've always been a business owner. And for the last 18 or so years, I've been working with business owners, educating them, training them, and trying to help them build a successful business. And I realized that understanding financial statements really helps in building a successful business. So in these seminars, we're going to discuss a few important details. We're going to discuss the importance of getting the right advice. We're going to discuss how to set up basic bookkeeping systems so you're organized. I'm going to go through the financial statements that you should know about. We're going to go a little bit into budgets and why they're important for a small business. We're going to do a cash flow projection, and I'm going to show you how to do your own. We're going to discuss income statements, the balance sheet, and at the end, we're going to go into using break-even to check the viability of your business. I think if you start out knowing what you need to do to succeed, this really is going to help you build a successful business. Remember that you have free access to all the templates used in this presentation. I encourage you to use them, and I also encourage you to use the services available to you through Enterprise Toronto. So let's get going. Let's start off at the beginning. I think if you want to build a successful business, you'll realize very quickly that good advice is priceless. You need to get yourself a good accountant, somebody that asks questions, somebody that educates you, and somebody that explains concepts and you understand straight away. And I recommend that this accountant needs to work with small business. And the reason is that often they can relate to some of the challenges we're going through, and they can explain financial statements in a way that you and I understand. So get yourself some good advice. Find an accountant that you can work with. It's a good investment in your business. Let us start off by discussing bookkeeping. So even though you have a good accountant, you still have to prepare documents, keep invoices and receipts, and hand it over to them. So these are some of the tips that I recommend. Number one is develop a good system. I really don't mind what you use, whether you use an accounting package, whether you use binders, but you need to develop a good system so that you can keep every single receipted invoice so that your accountant can take this information and produce the financial statements that you need. So develop a good system, keep your records organized so that you can find whatever document you're looking for when you need it. Your bank statements, your credit card statements, all your invoices and receipts. If you decide you're going to use an accounting software, here are a couple of my tips. First of all, identify the right tool for you. You can use QuickBooks, you can use FreshBooks, you can use Wave Accounting. There are a whole bunch of really useful tools that you can use nowadays. But I would encourage you to get a bookkeeper or accountant to set it up for you, and then just maybe give you a little bit of training on how to do it. Or even better, I'd encourage you to get yourself a part-time bookkeeper, somebody that come into your business once a week and that can enter the information so you have all your information available for your accountant to prepare your financial statement. So think about this. Be organized, use systems, and get yourself some good advice and guidance to get your bookkeeping in order. Let me go through some of the definitions of the financial statements that we use in small business. The first one is the income statement, or sometimes called the profit and loss statement. This shows the revenue and expenses for a specific period of time, usually 1 year. At the end of the financial year, you'll sit down with your accountant, and he or she will have prepared an income statement for you for the last 12 months. If you're doing a business plan, which I recommend you do, then you'd be doing a forecasted income statement, showing the revenue and expenses you expect to incur over the next 12 months. The next financial statement that we work with is the balance sheet. And the balance sheet is an important document, especially if you're trying to raise money for your business or you're trying to sell your business to somebody else. The balance sheet shows all the assets and liabilities in your business at a specific point in time. So it's what the business owes and what the business owns and its net worth. So an interesting document, an important document that you should sit down with your accountant at the end of the year and analyze to see how your business is doing. The other one that's one of the documents that's one of my favorites is the cash flow forecast. This shows the cash flowing into and out of your business over the period of time. Usually we work on a 12-month cash flow forecast, and then you put in numbers for every month. This is a great management tool, so I encourage you to understand the cash flow forecast and ensure that you use it to manage your business more effectively. If you're going to be doing a business plan, you're going to be asked to do a cash flow forecast for the next 2 or 3 years. It really depends on who's asking for it, but usually 3 years seems to be the norm. Another term you may have heard of are management accounts. These are accounts that are prepared monthly by your bookkeeper or accountant, and these tell you how your business is doing. Then finally, we deal with the annual financial statement. These are documents that are prepared by your accountant. You'll notice I mention over and over again, prepared by your accountant. I encourage you to get an accountant for your business. The reason this document is so important, or these documents are so important, is because these are the ones that you send to Canada Revenue Agency, and it will determine how much taxes you pay. And this is why it's a good idea to get an accountant to do it for you. Let's discuss budgets. Budget's an important part of managing your business. And the reason I encourage you to develop budgets for your revenue, for your cost of sales, for your expenses, for general things in your business is because they act as a guideline. They help you set specific goals for your business, and they help you see if your goals have been achieved. And very importantly, they create cost awareness in your business for you and for your employees, because you've got to understand that as business owners, we've got to make sure that we control our costs, that we set ourselves budgets and we stick as closely as possible to those budgets. So let me just summarize quickly. There's basically 3 financial statements: the income statement, the balance sheet, and the cash flow statement. These are 3 documents that we're going to be discussing over the next few seminars, which you can watch after watching this seminar. Just remember that if you have any questions, I encourage you to contact your small business consultant in Enterprise Toronto. They can help guide you through some of the challenging questions you may have or refer you to the right person. Make sure you sign on for the next video where I'll teach you a little bit more about the financial statements that we discussed.